Welcome to 15 fascinating facts about Western Australia. Get ready for a wild ride through the land of stunning white beaches, where kangaroos hang out, epic outback sunsets, and even a glowing staircase to the moon. From unique wildlife to starry night skies, you can only truly experience in WA's outback. This state is packed with wonders you won't believe. Let's dive in and see what makes it so unforgettable. Nothing compares to a sunset over the Indian Ocean. And in Western Australia, you get the best seat in the house for nature's grand spectacle. The sky becomes a masterpiece of blazing orange, liquid gold, and soft purples as the sun slowly sinks into the endless waves. It's a sight that feels almost surreal, like stepping into a painting where everything stands still for a moment. Only along the western coastline can you watch the sun kiss the ocean goodbye, painting the water with its final light. You can feel the magic whether you're driving past endless dunes or standing barefoot on the shore as the cool breeze rolls in. There's something unforgettable about that moment when the last light fades into the horizon. Simple, quiet, and yet it leaves you standing there in awe of the world's natural wonders. In Western Australia, hitting the road feels like pure freedom. Why? Because there's not a single toll road in sight. That's right, zero, zilch, nada. You can drive for hours without ever having to dig for loose change or complain about a toll gate ruining your vibe. The roads here are toll-free and in top-notch condition. They're smooth as butter, wide open, and perfect for adventure. The government clearly set out to make road trips as easy as snagging a sausage sizzle at Bunnings. From the rugged beauty of the outback to the pristine coastline, every route is a postcard moment waiting to happen. And guess what? You'll never hit that dreaded "your trip just got $5 more expensive" notification. Cruising through Margaret River's wine country or heading up to Broome for a beachside escape. It doesn't matter where you're headed, your wallet stays exactly where it belongs, tucked safely in your bag while you focus on the adventure. No tolls, no worries, just endless Aussie roads calling your name. Western Australia knows how to make every drive feel like a win. The beaches in Western Australia, they feel like secret paradises untouched by time. Think soft white sand, crystal clear turquoise waters, and a sense of calm that makes the world's noise disappear. No need for filters, nature's done all the work. And guess what? No parking fees, none of that tap your card or cop a fine drama like you'd get at some Sydney hotspots. Here, you pull up, park for free, and stroll onto the sand like you own the place. The real treasure, though, is the sense of solitude. With over 12,000 kilometres of coastline, WA is home to thousands of beaches, many so quiet and untouched that they feel like your own private paradise. Imagine walking along Shell Beach, where the sand is actually billions of tiny white shells stretching endlessly around you. No crowds, no noise, just you and the endless horizon. And here's the thing, once you've been to a WA beach, every world's most beautiful beach you've seen in ads will start to look familiar because what they're showcasing, it's exactly what you'll find here. But in WA, you won't be vying for a spot. It's all yours to soak in. Western Australia's beaches don't need gimmicks. They offer something rare, beauty, simplicity, and the kind of freedom that makes you feel like the world has slowed down just for you. So grab your towel, your sunscreen, and your sense of wonder. The ocean's waiting, and this time it really does feel like it's yours alone. Lucky Bay looks like something out of a dream. Soft, powdery sand that practically glows under the sun, with water so clear it feels unreal. Scientists have confirmed that this beach holds the title for the whitest sand in Australia. They tested it twice to make sure the results were undeniable. The secret lies in the sand's makeup. These tiny quartz grains are pure, smooth, and free of impurities, giving the shore its flawless, silky white finish. It's like walking on velvet, except it crunches ever so slightly under your feet, like nature's softest carpet. And if the views weren't perfect enough, Lucky Bay comes with its own VIP skincare Brews, who seem to know they've picked the best spot in the world to chill. This place is pure magic. White sands, endless horizons, and a peaceful vibe that makes you feel like the luckiest person alive. Welcome to Shell Beach, where the sand's taken a break and the shoreline is covered in billions of tiny white shells. This incredible beach in Shark Bay stretches for over 70 kilometres, made entirely of shells. It's like nature went all out with the decorations. The shells come from a small marine mollusk called the cockle, which thrives in the super salty waters here. Over time, these little guys left behind so many shells that they've built a beach so dazzlingly white, you'll need your sunnies to handle the view. Fun fact, the shell layers are so thick that early settlers used them to make bricks for houses. Imagine living in a home literally built from the beach. Shell Beach is a coastal treasure unlike any other, a shoreline made entirely of tiny white shells stretching as far as the eye can see. For those seeking a one-of-a-kind seaside escape, grab your sunnies, your camera and some sturdy sandals. This WA gem is pure wonder, with every step feeling like a walk through nature's most extraordinary creation. Western Australia isn't just home to world-class beaches, it's a showcase of nature in every form imaginable. Up north, you've got rainforests, waterfalls and gorges straight out of an adventure movie. Head inland and it's endless desert that could cook your breakfast on the rocks. Down south, rolling vineyards, giant forests and wildflower carpets in spring. And the coastline, pure postcard material with cliffs, bays and beaches so perfect you'll want to move in. It's basically nature showing off. Instead of the dense wet rainforest you'd find in Queensland, Western Australia's tropical forests have a rugged, untamed charm of their own. It's a wild mix of bushland, cascading waterfalls and massive rocky outcrops nestled between patches of greenery. Hiking here takes you through deep gorges and secret swimming spots where the night sky lights up with more stars than you knew existed if you're camping out. And it's not just about the views, it's about the wildlife too. You'll spot kangaroos hopping past the scrub, cheeky kookaburras laughing from the treetops, and flocks of rainbow lorikeets flashing their colours as they dart by. If you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a bowerbird showing off its collection of treasures. Western Australia's tropical forests may not be as vast as those over east, but they've got that raw, adventurous spirit. Between the towering trees, the roar of waterfalls, and the local wildlife calling out, it feels like nature's ultimate playground. Western Australia's deserts are anything but boring. They're bold, breathtaking, and full of surprises. From the strange limestone spires of the pinnacles that look like nature's inside joke, to the fiery red sands of the Great Sandy Desert that stretch endlessly under a blazing sky, it's a landscape that humbles you. The heat might make you feel like you're in a giant outdoor oven, but the silence, the vastness, and the wildlife, emus strutting around, thorny devils posing like rock stars, and eagles gliding overhead, turn it into something unforgettable. Out here, it's not about taming the land, but embracing its raw beauty. When it comes to breathtaking sights, the gorges in northern Western Australia are nature's grand masterpiece. Towering cliffs rise dramatically on either side, cradling crystal clear pools that shimmer in the sunlight. The walls seem to whisper back every sound, creating an echo that leaves you in awe. Standing there, surrounded by ancient rock formations, you're reminded of how vast and extraordinary the world can be. It's the sort of place where every step turns into part of an epic adventure. And in the south, you've got rolling hills, sprawling vineyards stretching as far as the eye can see, with rows of vines basking in the sun like they're posing for a postcard. The breeze is so refreshing. It's as if nature knew you needed a cool down after a big day out. It's the kind of place where everything feels calm, laid back, and a little bit magic, especially with a glass of local wine in hand. Wildflower season in Western Australia is like Mother Nature's grand finale, and she's really outdone herself. The whole place lights up with colour, rolling hills, open fields, and even the sides of highways burst into carpets of pinks, yellows, purples, and blues. It's as if someone accidentally tipped over a giant paint palette. Wildflower chasers flock to hotspots like Kings Park in Perth or Colsam Conservation Park to soak it all in. And the best part? You don't need to hike 10 kilometres or risk heat stroke. Western Australia practically delivers the wildflowers to your doorstep. So grab your sunnies, hit the road and prepare to be dazzled. Western Australia has it all. Forests, deserts, canyons, flower fields and coastlines. It's not just one kind of beautiful, it's the entire catalogue. And honestly, isn't that why it's such a road tripper's dream? Western Australia's flag features a black swan for a reason. This bird is deeply tied to the region's history, culture, and identity. When European explorers arrived in the 17th century, they were amazed to see black swans on the river, having only ever seen white swans back in Europe. The sight was so striking that the river and the valley were named after these majestic birds, Swan River and Swan Valley. Thanks to the swan's prominence, places like Swan River and Swan Valley reflect its legacy in WA's geography and culture. And for the Noongar people, the traditional custodians of WA, the black swan holds spiritual significance in their Dreamtime stories, symbolising transformation and resilience. The flag, officially adopted in 1953 but with origins back in 1870, features a deep blue background with the Union Jack in the corner and a golden circle with a black swan in the centre, representing both WA's unique wildlife and its colonial past. Today, the black swan remains an enduring symbol of WA's identity. You'll see it gliding across lakes like Joondalup and Moonga, featured in team logos and proudly displayed on the state flag. A reminder that Western Australia's story is as distinctive as its wildlife. If you're the type who prefers the sound of waves over the buzz of traffic, Western Australia might be your soulmate. With one of the lowest population densities in the country, this place offers more room to breathe, less noise, and absolutely no need to elbow your way through crowded sidewalks. The air's so fresh you'll wonder if they bottle it somewhere. Here, owning a house close to the city isn't some wild fantasy, it's actually doable. No need to play the real estate Hunger Games like in Sydney or Melbourne. Instead, you can wake up with the sound of birds, take a peaceful beach stroll in the morning, and sip your afternoon coffee without the chaos of crowds. Evenings, they're all about laid-back BBQs at home or in the local park, with plenty of space for everyone to spread out. People here know how to live, they work hard, but they make sure to rest well too. In Western Australia, life feels like it's been set to the perfect pace, with enough quiet to recharge and enough community to keep it interesting. Simple, sunny, and satisfying, the kind of place where you really can have it all. Western Australia's night sky is truly something special. In the city, you might catch a few stars winking above, but head out of town and the entire Milky Way takes centre stage. A short drive is all it takes to find yourself under some of the darkest, clearest skies on Earth, free from the glow of city lights. That's when you can sit back, look up, and soak in the full cosmic performance. With low light pollution and easy access to prime stargazing spots, Western Australia is an astrotourism haven. Out there you'll see the Great Rift, a massive band of cosmic dust stretching across the Milky Way, forming dark, shadowy patches among the stars. Polynesian navigators once used these celestial markers to cross oceans, and now you can admire them from the comfort of a camping chair without trekking into the wilderness. Stargazing here isn't a casual affair, it's a full-blown event. People bring telescopes, binoculars and cameras, ready to capture every shooting star and celestial wonder. Whether you're all set with a high-tech setup or just a thermos of tea and a picnic blanket, the experience is unforgettable. And if you're lucky, you might even catch the southern lights glowing faintly on the horizon. The universe really does put on its best show here. All you need to do is look up. So, you've heard of a pub crawl, right? That glorious Aussie tradition of hopping between pubs, pint in hand, making a night of it. Well, in Western Australia, it comes with a twist. Instead of busy city streets, you get beachside pubs with ocean views and charming little spots in country towns. It's less about knocking back drinks and more about enjoying top-tier craft beers from local breweries and soaking up the relaxed atmosphere. And here's the kicker, no pokies. Yep, in Perth and across WA, pubs and clubs are free of the flashy lights and endless ding-ding of poker machines. Unlike other states like New South Wales or Queensland where pubs are packed with them, WA's watering holes stick to beer, banter and good tunes. If you're hunting for pokies, there's only one place you'll find them. Crown Casino in Perth. It's the only spot in the entire state where those machines exist, thanks to WA's long-standing policy to curb gambling issues. The government's held firm on this for years, making WA the only state with such tight restrictions. So next time you're enjoying a cold pale ale by the beach or a pint at a country pub, you can enjoy the conversation, the view and the beer without any distractions from the spinning reels. Welcome to the Super Pit in Kalgoorlie, the world's largest open pit gold mine, and it's massive, stretching 3.5 kilometres long, 1.5 kilometres wide and nearly 600 metres deep. This thing looks like someone scooped out the earth with a giant spoon. Every day, enormous trucks haul out tons of gold-rich dirt, and these trucks, their tyres are taller than most blokes. The mine's been operating since the late 1980s and has produced millions of ounces of gold, making Kalgoorlie one of the richest spots in Australia's golden history. If you're there at sunset, the whole pit glows a stunning golden orange like the earth putting on a show. And if you're lucky, you might see one of the blasts where they blow up part of the rock face. It's WA's version of fireworks. The Super Pit isn't just a massive hole, it's a symbol of WA's mining power and our knack for digging up something spectacular. So if you're in Kalgoorlie, it's worth a visit to see this giant gold crater in action. Let me introduce you to one of Western Australia's true giants, the world's longest iron ore train. This engineering marvel stretches an incredible 7 kilometres from start to finish. Yes, you heard that right, 7 kilometres. That's longer than 30 footy fields lined up in a row. So, what's it hauling, what? Back to the train carries the valuable red dirt from BHP's mines near Newman or Yandy, deep in the Pilbara outback, all the way to Port Hedland, one of the busiest bulk export ports in the world. The journey covers a whopping 426 kilometres, 265 miles of track, and with over 600 carriages linked together, it can move thousands of tonnes in a single trip. When you see it in action, you're in for quite a show. The ground rumbles, the wheels screech, and the train seems to go on forever. Locals in the Pilbara joke that if you get stuck at a crossing while it passes, you've got time to grab a snack, check your emails, and plan your weekend. This iron ore train isn't just long, it's a symbol of WA's mining power. It's part of the incredible logistics network that keeps the economy rolling and ships WA's riches to the world, one massive load at a time. So, if you're ever out in the red dirt country and spot this beast on the horizon, you're witnessing one of the greatest heavyweights on earth, doing what it does best, hauling the Pilbara's pride straight to the coast. Western Australia is home to some of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth, with Indigenous communities spread across the entire state, from the red deserts of the Pilbara to the lush Kimberley and all the way down to the southern coast. These communities hold rich traditions, incredible stories, and stunning art that showcase their deep connection to the land. So the Noongar people are the traditional custodians of the southwest, including Perth. Travel further north and you'll find the Yamachi, Matu and Gija peoples, each with their own languages and unique cultural ties to the land. In the Kimberley, the Wandjina and Gwiongwon rock art, dating back tens of thousands of years, serve as ancient postcards from the past. Indigenous communities in WA have strong ties to their country, passing down knowledge about bush foods, dreamtime stories and survival skills. Some communities even offer cultural tours where you can learn to spot bush medicine or hear stories about the stars that'll put your stargazing app to shame. Life in remote areas can be challenging due to limited services and vast distances, but these communities show extraordinary resilience and continue to preserve their cultural heritage. If you ever get the chance to visit, it's more than a trip. It's an experience that opens your eyes to a deeper way of understanding the land. And who knows, you might even pick up some tips on throwing a boomerang without giving yourself a black eye. In the outback of Western Australia lives the Thorny devil, a spiky little lizard that looks like a dragon but is completely harmless unless you're an ant. At just 20 centimeters long, it's a slow-moving, ant-eating machine, gulping down up to 3,000 ants in one sitting. Its body is covered in spikes, not just for defense, but also for drinking. Its skin channels dew and rain straight to its mouth. And if that wasn't cool enough, it has a false head on the back of its neck. When threatened, it lowers its real head and shows the fake one to confuse predators. Pretty clever, right? The Thorny devil is also a master of disguise, shifting its colours from sandy yellow to reddish brown to blend perfectly into the desert landscape. Despite its fierce appearance, it waddles along like it's in no rush, probably because its biggest decision is which ant trail to follow next. This pint-sized dragon is one of the outback's quirkiest creatures, proving that in Australia, survival isn't about size, it's about being clever, weird, and just a little bit spiky. In the coastal town of Broome in Western Australia, nature puts on a show so stunning it feels like something out of a dream. From March to October, during low tide, the full moon rises over the exposed tidal flats, and its reflection creates the illusion of a glowing staircase leading straight to the moon. This phenomenon, known as Staircase to the Moon, turns the mudflats into a shimmering path of golden light. It only happens a few nights a month, and when it does, people gather along the shore with cameras in hand, ready to capture the magic. Markets often spring to life on these special nights, offering live music, local crafts, and a laid-back, festive vibe. If you love breathtaking natural spectacles or want a unique story to tell, this site is unforgettable. There aren't many places in the world where the moon appears to roll out its own glowing path. Broome's tidal flats make it happen in spectacular style. That's a wrap on 15 fascinating facts about Western Australia. If you're thinking about your next adventure or love uncovering incredible places, WA proves that there's always something amazing waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time for more unforgettable journeys.